We're going to guide you into the camp. The idea is to not take your blindfolds off until you hear the gong. The gong. Bong! Camping together, stripping back to minimal living, back to basics, and meeting ourselves and each other in that place, I think really brings us back to what is essential about being human.
Do you feel the temperature difference between being in the shade and then being in the sun?
Yeah.
Just me, I don't know what you want.
Put the children or young adults into a very different environment which they have no experience of at all, because it's a complete leveller. Everyone is stripped down to, well, you're all completely useless at this. None of you have experienced this much before. That's the point. It is challenging, and it has to be challenging because they're only going to get through it by working together. And therefore the hierarchies are taken away, and you get through it by showing your vulnerability and supporting each other in a really empathic and gentle way.
Well, I'm not going to use my phone for 3 days, so I wrapped my phone and I handed it over. I just want to see, because I've never gone more than 1 day without using my phone, so I want to see what it feels like without it.
Oh wow, students, I have no idea. Wow, neighbor!
We are always very busy in our daily lives and distracted by all the entertainment and events happening around us. The idea to blindfold them really forces us to pay attention to what's going on right now. So if they feel the bark on a tree, or they feel how uneven the soil is underneath their feet, all of that takes away from their ability to think about the future, planning, to-do lists, and about the past, maybe some regrets they had, and all that chitter-chatter in their head's supposed to subside, and so that they can focus on what is actually happening inside of them right now. And that is where personal reflection comes in. That's where personal growth comes in.
Like, I don't know, but I think I'm Muslim, but you just like hear and feel more. Do you know what I mean? So, and when I had my eyes closed, so, and I was hearing the trees swaying and the birds chirping, singing, and the grass flowing. But it really did bring peace and a clear mind to me. So that really helped.
Every one of us is carrying a story or stories. We all talk about my childhood was ... My parents were ... And we know the things that have had an influence on us. And the more that we are able to share our story, tell our story, the more aware we become of what we're carrying, who we are in that, a recognition that our story can be changed in the sense that it's still being written and it's still going forward.
This is my natural habitat. You know what, pan the camera around. This is my natural habitat. Just look at it, look at it. This is where I came from. I'm one with the earth. Look, look.
You said it, you said it.
I'm so adventurous, I got a mosquito bite.
Mosquito bite.
Look how big it is.
Battle scar, his battle scar.
Battle scar. I was fighting an alligator and a mosquito came and interrupted me. I don't know what he was doing.
This is his land.
This is my land. See this? It's my land.
His soil.
My experiences of education didn't particularly feel like I had a lot of agency, and for that reason I think it took me a lot longer to step into my life and be an active agent of my life rather than passively going through the motions. For me, allowing space for the different parts of ourselves to be seen and to be heard and to be celebrated, those bits that we might have cast away to the shadows that we didn't want to speak to or acknowledge, and that we might see someone else expressing that part of ourselves, and then we see ourselves in them, and doing so in an environment where there's an invitation to not be judgmental, to be accepting.
I feel like you try new things, you feel more confident, and I feel like there's so many things that are limiting in the classroom because there isn't enough time for self-discovery in the classroom. And I feel like the outdoors is like a really great space for students, teenagers to have that experience.
The sun is shining on me. I was sitting here clapping to a beat. All I want to do is sing. So let me sing. Free. Trees and grass. I said I see trees and grass. I love it, trees and grass. I said I see trees and grass. And I'm done.
You need to develop as a human outside of those few options that you've been presented. So to give them space to be like, I want to be this type of human. So like, I want to be a kind human, I want to make changes in my life. They don't really have that space for reflection.
I woke up today and I just felt like making one. Sometimes I feel like getting crafting some stuff. I'm not going to use it, but I like to collect these type of things.
Interesting.
Have some spears, swords, bows in my house.
There seems to be this belief that young people are unruly, that we can't trust them, and that the only way to work positively with them is to treat them a bit like Pavlov's dog. Behaviour, consequence. Do this, I'll give you a carrot. Do this, you'll find a stick.
Giving agency and choice and consenting and agreeing together can be quite a radical act in the way that we educate, but I think really allows individuals to step into who they are and take control of their lives rather than just allowing life to happen for them.
Yes. Yay!
We hardly ever focus on praising somebody for what they've done or who they are. We know a lot of positive things about individuals, but we never actually express them. So hearing those things from other people can be quite encouraging and allow people to take ownership of their lives through that newfound confidence that they then have.
Always laughing.
Awesome.
Yeah, always happy and dancing. Very nice person. Always happy. Yeah. You're never upset. You're always smiling. Look, you're laughing now. You're literally laughing now. You're always okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. God, you're too damn smart. You're too smart. You're too smart.
It's like you live the whole life. You know everything. I just want your brain. Every time I see your face, I laugh. Because you're the funniest guy. If I ever see you, I just laugh. Good job.
Our inner critics are pretty alive in teenagehood, in adolescence, and I think if we can learn to love ourselves, then we can learn to love the world and others around us.
It was one time, it was late at night. We were all like next to the campfire, we were all drinking our drinks, eating our snacks, and then we were just, out of nowhere, we just started talking about life. Like we started talking about how life is at home. Some people were struggling, some people weren't struggling. And it was just nice that all of my friends, including me, were in a circle talking and expressing our feelings, because we don't usually do that. We usually just keep it to ourselves, so it was nice.
The Visionaries' focus is on different ways of being as a community, and that's what I was looking for. Not just the self-empowerment, but the how you can exist with other people in a way that makes you feel much better about yourself and more powerful as a group.
That I wouldn't go up a mountain with someone I didn't trust to guide me, and in the same way you can only really be in a classroom with someone who you trust and respect and who respects you, and there's a relationship there.
When the students were giving little feedback and saying things, and they were like, oh yeah, Miss Prime is normally really strict, but you know, it's just nice to see her, you more comfortable and just have fun, and it's just, you know, those little things, it was just like really beautiful to hear him say that and hear him notice that. And
it's just nice to see that your teachers are not robots, they're actual human beings. Like, they laugh, they joke with you, they play games with you, they're literally like normal people, they're like exactly like you. If I was in your lessons, after going to the trip with you, I'll never misbehave in your lessons again, because I have that respect for you. Like, if you're going to be talking, I'll be quiet and I'll listen to what you have to say, and I'll follow your instructions.
A lot of students don't see the people in positions of authority as humans who have experiences, who have feelings, who are open to making mistakes. And I think that's a really powerful thing for them to know, because that's what then encourages kindness and empathy and growth as a human.
Turning up, seeing how it was going, just there to observe, and that first interaction is like, oh yeah, this is working. This is exactly what I was looking for. Not I was expecting them to come and jump me, but to feel the communal confidence and the lack of personal embarrassment and worry about what other people would think, to be able to come and do that. So yeah, it's very affirming. So what we've done here is we've structured the whole school, timetable-wise, staffing-wise, to make it very easy for staff to have an idea and run with it.
So every Tuesday and Friday I get 3 hours with kids to work on the garden. This place here was completely empty, and it was the perfect space to set up a garden. The kids actually built the raised beds and carried all the soil up the staircase. It took us about half a year to get that done, but the students now own this place, right? They feel like they've earned this place.
We spend 4 or 5 years trying to teach them to take risks, and yet they took the biggest risk for a lot of them going on a camping trip. And I see them, even myself included, going wild swimming for the first time, going for a walk, going camping for the first time, eating nothing else but vegetarian food for the first time, being outside in nature for the first time.
We didn't have a proper toilet. The showers were okay, but they're not like the showers back at home. So, and I didn't have my phone as well.
spiders in my tent, ants in my tent, flies in my tent, tissues in my tent.
Me not having those things made me feel more grateful for the stuff that I have back at home.
It wasn't really a phobia, but like something I was like, that annoyed me. But I feel like now they're just normal, not really anything.
If you're an educator and you're saying no trips, I'm not doing this because it's too risky, you are not doing your job.
What did it do to you as an individual human in your understanding of how you can be with other humans in a group? Being a different way, a supportive way, where you can show your vulnerabilities and work through them together. And how did that make you feel? What did it bring to you?
I've built a greater bond with the teachers and my peers. This is because I feel like there's lots of moments where in smaller pods that allow us to communicate and find out so much more about each other, and because of this it allows you to learn about yourself.
It's built my confidence up, so I feel a lot more confident now. So I didn't really speak to anyone, but now I speak to a lot more people. I feel much more confident. Like, I wouldn't usually speak into a camera, but now I am.
They asked us if when we're older we would like to live in a place like in Wasing, and my initial answer was actually no. But since I've left there, I've actually realised that after I've already accomplished my goals in life, I would actually like to live around nature because I love it.
Son of a fire and a candlestick. I wanna go home, now you're just taking the mic. That's what I see trees and grass. Trees and grass. I love it.